You told me my father was dead, but this is him! You lied to me for 20 years!
My name is David Harrington, and for 15 years, I've worked in one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth offshore oil platforms. My job is to prevent disaster before it happens. One mistake, one overlooked variable, and an entire rig can go up in flames. That kind of work trains you to think 3 steps ahead, stay calm under pressure, and never ever ignore the warning signs. Unfortunately, I ignored every single warning sign in my own marriage. Lavar and I met 7 years ago. She was an art dealer, polished and captivating, able to command a room with just a smile. We married quickly, swept up in a chemistry that felt once in a lifetime. For a while, our differences worked. She was charm and glamour. I was structure and discipline. But then my rotations on the rig got longer, and her career took off in a direction I never saw coming. Suddenly, she was attending back-to-back gallery events and networking with collectors. I'd come home from a 40-day shift, exhausted and ready for peace, and she'd be on her way out the door. The distance between us grew until it felt like an ocean. One night, as I was packing for another 6-week assignment, she dropped the bomb. "We hardly see each other anymore," she said. "I think we need a break, a trial separation." 2 weeks. She was so calm, like she'd rehearsed it. She said we needed to remember who we were as individuals. And then she said the words that chilled me to the bone: no rules. Complete freedom. To me, complete freedom sounded a lot like permission. She packed a bag and left for our downtown condo. I was supposed to fly back to the platform in 3 days, perfect timing for her little break. But my gut screamed at me not to go. I called my boss at 5 in the morning and took personal leave for the first time in 15 years. I thought I'd spend the 2 weeks reflecting, maybe visit my brother. That plan lasted about 26 hours. I was at the gym when my phone buzzed, a social media notification. Lavra had tagged me in a post. For a second I thought maybe she missed me, then I opened it. She was in a stunning red dress I'd never seen, laughing next to a tall, dark-haired man. His arm was wrapped around her waist like it belonged there. The caption didn't mention me. The comments called them the next power couple. The hashtag said everything she didn't, hashtag new beginnings, hashtag creative connection. It took her less than 2 days to move on. I drove home, numb, and went straight to our filing cabinet. For years, Lava managed our finances. "You're too busy with rig work," she'd say. I trusted her completely. I signed whatever she put in front of me and poured my salary into our accounts without a second glance. Now, I went through every document with the same precision I use on the platform. And what I found felt like a knife twisting in my gut. Suspicious transfers, inflated art purchases, forged signatures. Documents showing she'd started moving our house into a trust that would cut me out entirely. She hadn't just been drifting away from me. She'd been building a criminal enterprise right under my nose. I immediately contacted Stanley Weiss, one of the best divorce attorneys in the city. He listened, took notes, and then said something that made the floor drop out from under me. "Your wife isn't just having an affair," he said. "She's using you as a financial shield." A forensic accountant confirmed our worst fears. Laura's gallery was the center of a laundering scheme run with her artist boyfriend, Marcus Reed, and a shadowy figure they only called T. We built a case. We froze accounts, collected evidence, and prepared divorce filings that would leave her no room to escape. And then, on day 14, the day we were supposed to talk about our future, we acted. Lavra was served divorce papers at her gallery. 3 hours later, an anonymous email hit every major art investor, laying out the raw numbers of her fraudulent transactions. No accusations, just the cold, hard truth. The gallery imploded within the hour. Marcus vanished. And Lavra started calling me nonstop, screaming that I'd ruined everything. Later that night, she sent a final, desperate text. "You don't know who you're messing with. T isn't someone you want as an enemy." 2 days later, I got a message from an unknown number. "Reed and wife leaving the country tonight. Airfield, bring documentation." Come alone. Weiss smelled a trap, but I couldn't let it go. We went, but not alone. With a security team and an anonymous tip to the police, I watched from a distance as Marcus and the mysterious T, a woman named Tessa Blackwood, loaded stolen art onto a private jet. They were arrested on the tarmac. Lavra wasn't with them. She was arrested later, cornered and alone, suddenly eager to cooperate. Within a week, she had signed the divorce papers exactly as written. A few weeks after it all settled, she moved to Miami. People said she was quieter, less certain. As for me, I went back to the rig. I bought a smaller home near the coast and adopted a dog named Tank. I started sailing. For the first time in years, I slept through the night. People say I got revenge. They're wrong. I simply refused to let someone break me and walk away. Lavra wanted a 2-week break to test our love. In the end, the break worked. It just didn't save us. It saved me. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've ever had to start over, you know how hard it can be, but also how freeing. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about turning life's biggest challenges into new beginnings.